of the Movie Kit podcast. I'm your host, Kit Bowen, and we've got a good show for you today. We're going to actually talk about last week we talked about what we liked and didn't like from 2024, and this time we're going to talk about what we're really looking forward to seeing in 2025. Joining me in this conversation, as always, is my good friend Joel Amos from the Movie Mensch. Joel, how are you doing today?
I'm doing quite well. How are you?
I'm good. Are you excited about the movies?
I am. I
I
am
know.
actually.
I think this year, well, I hope that the LA fires, won't affect production too much any more than it's already been affected in Los Angeles. But um, I think this year is going to be a catch up good year from the past couple of years that we've had to, especially from last year with the strikes. So looking forward to some of the films coming up. I think we're both going to talk about like I don't know, like five each because probably I would imagine we will overlap just a little. Maybe not. I don't know. And then any maybe honorable mentions that we could add at the end. But I'm going to let you start us off, Joel, of course. So, not in any particular order of the five, what is one of the films that you're really looking forward to this year?
Okay, no particular order. Well, then I think I'm going to start with um 28 years later.
Oh, yes. Yes.
That's coming June 20th. Danny Boyle is back in the director's chair in the sequel to 28 Days Later. It features Jodie Comer, Ray Fiennes, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Jack O'Connell, and I hear Cillian Murphy from the original film, but it's not Cillian Murphy.
Oh,
So you can, because he's evolved, let's just say, over the 28 years, and certain things that are airborne have affected him, and so
huh.
he's not actually there, but they made a zombie-like figure that is. I've seen pictures. It looks just like him if he was a zombie. Um,
Well, wait,
but
in
it,
the trailer,
yes,
they've all come out and said, no, 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 that's not Killian Murphy. But now they're saying maybe it is Killian
no,
Murphy.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So anyway, so yeah, I absolutely love the first one. Um, and I love Danny Boyle, and I think he uh has been doing okay of late. He had a mild hit with that yesterday movie about the Beatles. But I think he needs to go back to his roots and remind himself why he was a filmmaker. And I think from what I've seen so far, this looks amazing. And you guys can check that out on June 20th.
I'm not finding the dates on mine. Huh. All right. Well, hold on. Let me see. Okay, I'm going to start off with I forgot about 28 years later. That is definitely one I'm looking forward to. I'm going to start off with one that I saw the trailer for the other day, and I'm already this terribly called Black Bag. It's coming out
Mm,
March 14th, and it is a sort of a spy drama, spy slash, I don't know, hitman maybe drama with Kate Blanchett and Michael Fassbender. And they play a
yes,
married
yes, I
couple.
saw that too.
And she plays a intelligence agency who might be suspected of betraying her nation, with her husband, played by Michael Fassbender, a legendary agent who has to find out whether or not she is the culprit in this thing and whatever she did. It's Steven Soderbergh, so right
Yes,
there. Welcome back, Steven. It's
I'm
been a
in.
little while. I love his stuff. It doesn't matter. I remember that little totally underrated movie he did with Jude Law and Rooney Mara. Gosh, what was it
Hmm.
called? He plays a therapist who gets sued by her. Oh my God, it's so. Oh no, she ends up committing murder and blaming him for giving her these pills. What was it called? Please help me out. Anyway, I'll find it. But Steven Soderbergh directed that, so he's really, he's a good storyteller. He always has been. and I'm really intrigued by this, especially with the pedigree behind it, with Kate Blanchett and Michael Fassbender. I think this is going to be, a pretty great little spy thriller. And like I said, I'm all down with Stephen at the helm. So that's one of the ones I'm looking forward to. Comes out March
Side
14th.
effects.
What is it? Side effects.
Side effect.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And actually, he's got a few outs coming this year. Presence, I think, is one. I guess he felt very inspired. I think he has three movies coming out this year, and
Oh,
I'm
Stephen.
I'm there for him no matter what. So this is a good year
You.
already, just based on that fact.
All right, good for him. Okay,
Yeah.
what's up next?
What's up next is a movie called Love Hurts.
Okay. I don't
Um,
know this one.
it's the first movie post Everything Everywhere from Oscar winner Ke
Ah,
Huy Quan, who people forget made his
yes, now
living
I know it.
when his acting career kind of went downhill a little bit after Goonies. He made a living as a stunt coordinator. And when people saw some of his work and now he's got new credibility, he got this movie greenlit, and it's an action movie. It's a romantic action thriller
Oh,
where he's some sort of agent, and he is could be like the next Jackie Chan. I mean, who would have thought? But I guess he really wanted to flex that muscle and show people that he can do this. And hey, it's coming out a week before Valentine's Day. For those of you who don't want straight romance for your movies, want a little bit of action with a guy we know and love leading the way, check out Love Hurts on February 7th.
I did see a trailer for that. It looked really good.
Yeah.
That that one is definitely something I'm looking forward to as well, for sure. Okay, well, my next one is Mickey 17. Comes
Ah,
out at the end of the month, so the 31st. It is the latest from Bong Joon-ho, who we also know and love. It's this seems like a year of some really great directors putting some stuff out, you know? Think
hmm
that's a big plus to what we're looking forward to. Anyway, I'm not entirely sure what this is about. I think it looks like maybe a clone type movie, but Robert
Yeah,
Pattinson,
yeah, it's on my list too, actually.
yeah, he plays a Mickey 17. He plays Mickey 17, who's also known as an expendable, who goes on a journey to colonize an ice planet. Yeah, from the trailers it just looks bizarre but really interesting, and intriguing, and of course always because he's just one of the most original directors out there. Also Tony Collette's in it, Mark Ruffalo, Stephen Yoon, so it's got a pretty good cast. But good on Robert Pattinson, I mean, he
Yeah,
really
yeah,
has pretty hard to shake that Twilight thing, and he's done a pretty good job
yeah,
doing that. So
yeah, yeah. And he's really funny, and there are
yes.
elements of this that require him to be funny. And I know it's one of these movies and you're like, Beth isn't funny. Like, yeah, it is. When it's Robert Pattinson getting attacked by a space yeti, yeah, that's hilarious. Especially because you know he's going to come back. And then they also say, and he may have a quote unquote interstellar accident or two. So I'm like, okay, you get me with the director, you got me with the actor, and you got me with the president, the premise. So
Yes.
it's on my list too. Yeah, big
Oh,
time.
yay. Okay, so we overlapped on that one. All right, you're next. What's up?
Um, uh, Mission Impossible: Final
Oh,
Reckoning.
well, that's on my list too.
Yeah, I mean, it
I
has to be.
mean,
We've been
I
there
mean,
since the beginning, literally since the beginning of this franchise. And I was going to say, I wrote down here, they just get better as time goes by. Macquarie and him have an unspoken uh, chemistry. And when you get that trailer and the lead, Tom Cruise here saying one last job, you're like, oh boy, it's one of those movies. Okay. Um, and I just, I'm there. I know the last one didn't do very well, which I don't get, but like
no,
I
it
thought
did. Well, that's true.
fantastic.
They did it didn't supposedly do very well, but I don't
Right.
know.
I don't know. I
One
think
of the best.
overseas it probably did fine. But anyway, I think May 23rd, let's kick off that summer movie season by welcoming Tom Cruise back. And If he makes any kind of entrance like he did for the closing ceremonies in Paris at the Olympics last summer, we're in for a treat.
Well, first of all, yes, that the Dead Reckoning that came out, I was blown away by that film. I was
Hmm.
absolutely blown away. I like you and I have both been in this. You're right. We've been through the thick and thin of these films. And to be honest with you, I don't really think there's a bad one in the bunch. There might be maybe the third one, which is the one with Michelle Monaghan. That one's for me is sort of a little bit not quite up to par, but like not. I mean, when I say that, it's still not really. They just he does. He's an unbelievable performer, Tom Cruise, and this
Hmm.
has fit so right into his milieu, and he's just he and McCrory too. Definitely, there's a synergy there that works. And I just saw the trailer last night because I went to see the movie last night, and um I mean, I literally cheered at the end of it. So did half the audience that I was with. I'm like,
It's a
woo!
great trailer. It's
It's
a
a
great trailer, particularly on the big screen.
yeah. I saw it on
And
IMAX.
yeah, and that voice saying, your whole life has led to this, decisions that you have to make, for the few are expendable for the greater good, blah blah blah. I mean, it's what this whole franchise has been about.
I know, I know. So
Yeah.
is this supposed to be the last
Well, honestly, there were supposed to be two more,
one? Oh,
and one, the title of the movie, Final Reckoning, leads us to believe that this is the last one, and then the quote in the movie where he's like,
yeah.
"Guys, just one last time."
One last time, trust me.
Has people wondering if they actually this is it. They were supposed to do two more. So
Well,
who knows with
well,
those guys?
yeah. You're right. Tom can't give it up, man. Even though
No.
he still looks fantastic, but
Hmm.
finally, he is showing a little bit of age in
Hmm.
his face. I'm like, for God's
Hmm.
sakes, man. It's like Paul Rudd. You can't be, it looks the same
Yes.
forever and ever and ever. So, but yeah, I'm so down for that one. All right, what do you got next?
I've got F1.
Ah,
I'm not a huge F1 fan, but I like
Formula. That would be
movies.
Formula One.
Formula One, yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
The movie is called F1, Formula One. Brad Pitt is a Formula One driver uh, who walked away after a horrible accident, but he's making a comeback. And as we know, Formula One is getting bigger than ever. And if Ford versus Ferrari and Rush are their blueprint, where they're putting you in the seat of the car, judging by these trailers, it looks like it's just going to be incredible. And I think you need to see it in a Dolby theater because the sound of those engines are really going to get you.
Yeah,
And I think Brad was really chosen smartly at this stage of his career.
he
And I think this is
has.
another one of those roles that I think is perfect for him. And if the movie is half as good as the trailer looks it's supposed to be, then yeah, I think this is going to be really good. That comes out June 27th.
Okay. Well, you know what? I was actually surprised by how much I liked Ford versus Ferrari,
Hmm. Hmm.
and I feel like this is kind of a, you know, I actually saw Ford versus Ferrari at one of those what do they call it? DMX theaters where you
Oh,
literally are.
wow.
Yeah, it was pretty good. You're definitely moving around like you're racing and all this stuff. So I don't know if that'll be released in the same situation in one of those theaters, but if you had one of those theaters near you and could see some of a racing movie, then or some movie like this, then I highly recommend doing it because it's a lot of fun. But yeah, that's a good one to add to the list. It's not on my list, but it's definitely one I am looking forward to. All right, so my next one is I hope you laugh at this because I think it looks fun, even though we might be having some fatigue with superheroes and Marvel, but I'm looking forward to Thunderbolts.
Mm.
I saw another trailer for it last night, and I'm like, come on, that just looks too good. Uh, I guess I guess this has been the next evolution. So technically, it's a group of supervillains who are recruited to go on a mission for the government, and I don't know if I necessarily consider all of these villains, but We've got Bucky Barnes, we got Yelena Belova, Florence Pugh, Sebastian Stans. We have David Harbour as a Red Guardian, Alexa Shostakovich or something. We've got Hannah John Kamen, who was the in the second Ant-Man movie. She was the her name's Ava Starr or whatever, but she was the ghost one. Or she called Ghost something. I can't remember. And then we've got Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who plays Valentina Allegra de Fontaine or whatever her name is, and Wyatt Russell is John Walker, the sort of pseudo um, Captain America. Anyway, I guess this is something that's been, like I said, Julia Louis-Dreyfus has made some appearances in some of the movies, especially the last Black Widow movie, and where Scarlett Johansson's character, finally dies. Well, no, she doesn't finally die in that, but that was her sort of origin story. And then that introduced us to her sister, Florence Pugh. Anyway, this is some follow up to that, and I don't know. The trailer looks a lot of fun. What do you think? Have you heard anything
Yeah,
about
yeah.
it at all?
Yeah, I mean, I think it looks like a lot of fun. I mean, I'll watch anything with David Harbour in it, and
And
particularly as
Florence
that
Pugh,
character. I mean, the character and those two together, and it were the best part of Black Widow. I mean, the movie, I just hands down. And I also find it interesting that they have Wyatt Russell's character, John Walker, from the Falcon TV
right,
show,
right,
which exists within this world. So I assume that's the same character, and he'll be an interesting addition. I like him as an actor. He's really good, following in his father's footsteps. But yeah, I think that looks good. I think I think it's a new thing for them,
right.
Marvel, and
Yeah,
and I think it's a good way to go on the big screen because they haven't been doing that great. And I find it interesting that the new Cap is coming out in February, usually thought to be a wasteland
yeah.
for the movies, but maybe it just wants theaters
Well, it's
all to
May 2nd.
themselves.
Yeah, it's May 2nd. I think this when Thunderbolts come out. Yeah,
Right. So this one is a more traditional spot. It surprised me is that the new Captain America is early in the
yeah.
year. Although, I
I,
mean, that made my honorable mentions because I think Harrison Ford as the Red Hulk was just,
I
that's
know, but
awesome.
I'm a little
That's,
nervous about it.
but you are releasing it in February, and
I
that's
am. Well,
that's
they've
that's
done that before.
yeah. I mean, I don't think they care about the calendar, frankly. I think for them, it's more about we have three movies coming out this year. Something has to come out in February. Um, yeah, I think
Have the least. Well, are they doing another season of American Winter Soldier, or that might
I
be
had heard they
coinciding
were.
with that? Oh,
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
ah. Well, I'm a little nervous about that one. I didn't put it on my list. I mean, the trailers, I'm just, I mean, Harrison Ford's great and everything, but am I going to be embarrassed? I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
just a little nervous about it. But we'll see. I'll go see
Uh,
it for sure. But okay, so what's
yeah.
up? What's next up for you?
Next up is, of course, Wicked for Good.
Uh,
Um, November 21st. I now have seen the first one three times. My daughter's seen it five times. It's a very special movie in her house. And we went back and found a recording of the original play. And we had seen it, but didn't remember how it ended. Um, and uh, and so we watched it, and oh my goodness. I mean, if I thought they were showing all their cards in the first movie, I was so wrong. There was so much good stuff coming up in the second movie. Holy moly. Um, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. More than just the conclusion of what was an awesome first part. I just think the second
right,
part looks to just be an amazing movie all by itself.
right. Yeah. No, that's definitely one. I'm a little nervous about that one too, just because the first one was so great. And I've heard from a few people who are like, why didn't they just go ahead and wrap the whole thing up in one movie? They feel like there isn't much left to the second part of the
Mm,
of the
there is
story. There is.
a lot.
Well, I'm hoping that's true too, and definitely. I mean, like we said, when we have our Oscar conversation, I just I just hope and pray that they decide to give Wicked the best picture because it definitely
I
deserves it. So
know.
I know. All right. Okay, so
So, and next,
my last one, I think. Actually, I have maybe two more, but this one.
mm,
I got to put it on my list because I can't not watch these movies and I always want to give it a shot. Jurassic World Rebirth.
yeah,
I got to see this
good,
movie.
good. I mean, uh, and I know like some people do paycheck movies, but I don't really. Scarlett Johansson doesn't strike me as somebody who does paycheck movies. Like, I
No.
mean, that script's got to be halfway decent for her to do that movie. So
Yes.
that to me speaks volumes.
Yes. Yes. I agree with you. And it follows 5 years after Dominion, which of course was not so great, but I didn't hate it though. Um, and Gareth Edwards, who's a great director, he's directing it, and
Mm-hmm.
we got Jonathan Bailey too, who's hotter than hot right now. So, um, I'm looks like they have to go back into the jungle to extract DNA from three massive prehistoric creatures for a groundbreaking medical breakthrough. Ah. Well, like I
Hmm.
said, you're right. If Scarlett Johansson put her name to this, there's got to be something to say about it. Also,
Hmm.
it's got other Marshala Ali is also in it, but he tends to can do some bad stuff every once in a while. But I think between Jonathan Bailey and Scarlett Johansson, I think we're in for another fun one. I hope so. And
I
again, it's kind of like they rebooted every whatever, however many years. They rebooted it with Jurassic World and Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard, and now we've got Scarlett Johansson, Jonathan
Yep.
Bailey. So
And
that's
we may
definitely on my list.
Yeah, and some of us doubted that first Jurassic World. We're like, really? You guys are gonna change it? Oh, you're renaming it. And it was awesome.
Oh, it's new cast. Oh,
Right.
okay.
Oh, he's doing the Parks and Rec guy. Like, okay, good luck with that. Right. Um, yeah, that turned out just fine. Um, yeah, pretty good. And I have some honorary mentions.
Yeah, do it. Go for
I'll
it.
go real quick. One I'm very, very curious is Deliver Me from Nowhere, the Bruce Springsteen biopic with
Yeah, I know.
the
I'm just,
Bears, Jeremy Allen White. I'm kind of burned down
yeah,
on music biopics, but if there's a story that's cinematic, it's Bruce's.
yeah.
Another one I'm very, very excited they actually made a sequel because I really like the first one is The Accountant 2.
Yes, I
Um,
saw that too. Yeah.
yeah, I'm very eager to see that. And then just a series of this Knives Out 3, Quiet Place 3. I think they both have the thing. And I'm very kind of intrigued by the How to Train Your Dragon live action. I think it looks really good, and I think it might pack more of an emotional punch if it's live action, but we'll see. And I didn't put it on my list because I, it makes me nervous, but Superman.
I know. Me
Um,
too.
like I want to love it. It's got that Christopher Reeve feel to it. It's already lighter, like the picture is lighter. The sun actually comes out in Metropolis, and yes, it does. But you're going the Lex Luthor route again. You're bringing the dog in, which could be great or it could be terrible. Um, so it's on honorable mention for me.
Yeah. I looked at it too. I'm like, am I excited about this or am I again another nervousness like that one in the Captain America? I'm like, "Ugh,"
Yeah.
I'm just nervous.
So I'm
I
just
had a
nervous.
couple. I had one honorable mention.
Mm.
Frankenstein, Guillermo del
Oh, Guillermo
Toro.
Toro. Yeah.
Yes. What's intriguing to me is that Jacob Elordi is playing the monster, the creature, whatever you want to
Mm.
call. And apparently, this story is a sequel to some degree, where or scientist tries to find the creature who was supposedly died in a fire, but might still be alive, so that he could continue the work that Dr.
Mm.
Frankenstein had. So anyway, it's Guillermo del Toro. You know, I'm kind of again, he's another director I love. So
Yeah.
he hasn't helmed anything in a little while either. I don't think since uh the water one.
Oh, didn't he do the
Um,
Pinocchio though?
oh, that's right. No, yeah, I forgot about that.
I think he'd like to forget about that too.
Oscar Isaac is playing Victor Frankenstein. Christopher
Hmm.
Waltz, Ralph Inson, Mia Goth. Yeah, And then I guess I read too, just quickly, uh, Jake Gyllenhaal's sister. God, it's
Maggie.
just awful. Thank you. Wow. I don't know what's going on. Every time we do our podcast later in the day, my brain just goes away. Maggie Gyllenhaal is doing a Frankenstein-esque film. It's called The Bride. So I
Hmm.
guess it's The Bride of Frankenstein. Um, and it's also got an interesting cast. It's got Jake Gyllenhaal's in it. I don't think has she ever worked with him, her brother?
And Donnie Darko.
Right.
But that
Right.
was it.
Yeah. Ooh, and Jessie Buckley.
Oh, I love
Right.
her. She's amazing.
And
But I think
Christian Bale. And Christian Bale.
oh,
So yeah, this one looks really intriguing. Let's see. Do we have a date for this one yet? September 26th.
ooh,
To be
it's a
an
good one.
Oscar
It's a good one.
contender if it's
And before Halloween.
Halloween. So yeah, so those two are the Frankenstein theme is happening this year, which is interesting. So I'm looking forward to both of those.
Like,
But yeah, so there's a lot to choose from. Of
yep.
course, we could probably do a follow up after the summer for all the fall movies because I don't even know. We're just talking about all the tentpole movies. Who knows what's
Yeah.
coming out, between October and December
All right.
for the
All right.
Oscar contenders. So I'm sure there's a lot more to come as far as that we don't know about quite yet. But yeah, looks like a really banner year. I'm excited. Very excited.
I had one more honorable mention
Yeah.
that I thought about bringing up or not, and I actually decided I'm going to. It's a ballerina
Yeah, I
um,
saw that.
with Anna de Armas. Basically, she's like a female John Wick. It's in that
Right.
world as a spinoff. It has all the characters from there. I read today that actually Keanu is going to be in it because it takes place between John Wick 3 and 4.
Hmm.
And so he's going to be in it for a little bit, but it's going to be her movie. And, I think anything to do with that world can be very fascinating potentially. So I put it low on the honorable mention. So I don't want to get my hopes too high, but I did want to throw it out there.
Okay. I did. I saw. Yeah, I saw that too. She's proven herself to be sort of an action heroine, I suppose. That that she can handle her chops in that regard. Because what she had that little brief moment in, didn't she? In
Yeah, No Time to Die.
yes, Big
Yeah,
Fun. Yes,
I think she was the best part of it,
yes.
honestly. And I love those movies, but I
I know,
love
me
Daniel Craig,
too.
but she was the best part of that particular movie.
Yay for her. I'm excited about that too. You're right.
All
Good
right,
one.
good.
Well,
Glad I
Joel,
mentioned.
thank you. Thank
Hmm.
you for joining me on another great conversation about 2025. Looks good, guys. Looks good out there.
Yes, indeed it does.
We should be able to go ahead and escape from the world for the
Yes,
time
indeed.
being.
Just what
Go
the
in and
doctor
have
ordered.
just have some fun, man. Just have some fun.
Yeah.
All right, so hopefully we'll be coming on maybe next week or the next couple of
Hmm.
weeks. There's a few movies coming up. Flight Risk actually comes out next week, and I saw a trailer for that. That looks kind of interesting.
Hmm.
Have you seen a trailer for that?
Yes.
That's
Intriguing.
yes, that's right. Mark Wahlberg not playing a good guy. I like that.
Hmm.
He's good at playing. And he hasn't really played a bad guy, I don't think, really. So that should be interesting. So we might be able to review that if we get a chance to see it. But again, thank you, Joel, and thank you, everyone. And looking forward to 2025 and doing more movie kit podcasts. And make sure to comment if you'd like to about some of the movies you might, if we didn't mention them, some of the movies you might be interested in seeing in 2025 as well. So everyone, take care, and we'll talk soon. Bye bye.